One of the services we provide is cleaning music metadata, so it can be imported into various software solutions or used to generate common works registration files. I'll explain how we do it and what are the usual issues we encounter. We receive data in various formats, quite unsuitable for data manipulations, like PDF, or worse. The first thing is to get it into one of several formats we can validate for CWR compatibility and convert it into CWR at a later point. Which one we choose really depends on the incoming data format. In most cases, it is a single-line CSV file, similar to electronic batch registration format. But, if data is already well structured, we don't want to lose that. Often, the biggest problem is actually the lack of structure. If it is there, we have far less work to do. What do I mean with structure? Well, often we get, for each work, data about interested parties and shares, but no data about relationships. For example, there are 2 writers and 2 publishers. Who is publishing whom? It does not say. And, this information is actually required in CWR and, without it, registrations in many CMOs worldwide is not possible. Sometimes there is a way to figure things out from the data for other works, and sometimes we have to look for this information elsewhere. And, sometimes, we just can't know for sure. We usually get it to well over 90% and ask the client for additional information for the rest. The second problem we often encounter is the lack of information for mechanical shares in the input, and it is required in the output. If the data comes from the US, writers usually have null, and publisher twice the performance share. Let me translate this to American. Mechanical share is usually the same as publisher performance share. Confused? In metric, 50% writer share plus 50% publisher share add up to 100%. In American Imperial, 100% writer share plus 100% publisher share add up to 100%. Never mind. We know if the data source is American and convert it to metric. Just as we convert all middle and small endian date formats to big endian. But, if the source is not from the US, the things are often far more complicated. We also deal with typos. Incredible, but more data there is to clean, easier is to automate detecting and fixing typos in interested party data. We also validate checksums in IPI numbers, ISWCs, validate ISRC formatting, etc. We sometimes use external data sources for validation. The fourth most common problem is linking of data. On which work is a recording based? Which of these performing artists is the recording artist here, if any? Things like that. And the fifth, when incoming data has no information about what is controlled, or says that everything is, when actually this is not true. This one is actually quite simple to solve, but it takes some time. At the end we convert it to CWR, and run validation tests. If all is well, we then convert it to whatever format the client requires. I am sure this video will get a lot of likes. It seems women doing cleaning are quite popular. However, we deal with music metadata. Here are some playlists about it. Keep watching.